everyone, and welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoy our show. If you've been watching our other shows, we hope you like them also. We hope you like, subscribe, and share, and go to our Instagram page and check out some of the good stuff that we have on there. Thank you for joining us. Today's show is anger and firearms. And Instructor Paul, there is no room for carrying a gun or any other firearm and be angry. Would you agree with that? Okay?
Yeah, anger can be a damaging emotion if it's not channeled in the right way. We're all gonna get angry.
We all get angry, but you have a higher responsibility.
Yeah, when you're
carrying a firearm. You have to be, you can be this big tough guy, you can be whatever. When you have a gun and there's a problem, you gotta calm down.
Yeah.
You gotta calm down. You cannot fly off with a gun, okay, and get pissed off and angry and start flipping out, because that escalates very quickly, all right? And you start getting crazy, and you want to start brandishing, which you should never do, right? That's the worst thing in the world. You don't know what that other person's gonna do and how they're gonna react, right? How many videos and how many things have we seen where the gun's taken away from the person? They're bluffing a little bit, they're angry, but they're not really going to do it maybe, and the gun gets taken away and they get shot, right? I mean, there's so many scenarios of being angry and just things kicking off and people going to jail over stupid stuff. What do you think?
A lot of it, Todd, is people are very proud. Pride gets in the way. Somebody doesn't want to back down. They think, because if I back down, I'm going to be less of a man. Listen, you don't want to end up shooting anybody unless you have to, because it opens up a lot of legal ramifications, okay? And you may need to just accept someone calling you something that's not really nice. It may need you walking away with someone smacks you in the face. Is it worth pulling a gun out on someone that you just smacked in the face, or if someone pushes you? Is it worth pulling a gun out, taking his life because he's pushed you?
You're right. And even if you shoot them, they don't die. You're going to jail. That judge is going to hand out 6, 7, 10 years like it's nothing. And before you know it, you're behind bars. Yeah. For what? There's some ridiculous situation. You can't be angry. You almost have to turn into a little bit of a coward, right? You gotta be. Yeah. And it's okay. Yeah. And you're not less of a man because of that. Okay, there's no room for anger in firearms.
No, you have to be responsible. This is one thing that we try to teach our students, to make sure that you are responsible when you're carrying a firearm. A lot of people don't understand how important it is to be responsible. If you are if you're a person that has an issue with anger, get some help. Get some help, because that's important. Because I've been in situations many times when I've really, really been ticked and angry, and somebody's said something to me, and I want to do something. Maybe not pull my gun and shoot that person, but
I think most of us get like that, right?
But
most of us get like that.
The problem is, Todd, things can escalate. Road rage is prime example. It can escalate, and before you know it, he's.
Why don't you tell your road rage story?
I had the same thing.
Yeah, why don't you tell your story?
I cut a guy up, accidentally, went in front of him. I didn't see him, and I apologised, but my apology wasn't good enough for him. And there was 2 of us in the car, and he followed us wherever I went. He went, and then we come up to a set of traffic lights, and the traffic lights were red. There was a person next to me. He was behind. I looked in my rear mirror, and he was cursing up a storm, and I just didn't take much notice of him. I just let him curse up a storm. All of a sudden, the guy that was to the left of me, he decided to do a U-turn, and then there was a space next to me, and this guy came to the side of me, and he ran down the window, and he started using some profanity, and I done nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah. Because you have a higher responsibility.
I have a high responsibility.
You're carrying a loaded firearm, and you know what? You understand. Let me stay calm here.
Yeah.
Let me calm down. Let me ignore this man. My life's not in danger. I'm not going to die right now. You are probably monitoring the situation very carefully. Yeah. Right? And that's another thing, right? You have these things. You don't know what this gentleman would have done. I'm sure you were carefully watching that, right?
Yeah.
To make sure he's not grabbing a weapon or something like that. And that's another thing why you got to stay calm. You got to stay alert to what's going down. But if you can get away from that situation, just drive off. You drive off. I had similar situations, right? I've done stuff by mistake. I had a similar thing. I cut somebody off or whatever, and I think it was a motorcycle ride, and that's the dumbest thing in the world. Not that I would ever.
Yeah.
You don't be on a motorcycle. I ride, and you don't have a road rage incident with someone in a car, right?
Yeah.
That's like the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did something wrong. I wasn't paying attention to something, and I think I hopped in front of him. And I know what that feeling's like because it's happened to me 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologized. He was going wild on me. And I just said, I'm sorry. And I was wrong, but still, I didn't want to escalate it. I think he went way too far. And I just said, I'm sorry. And I drove off.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to jail.
No.
I don't even want to hurt anyone, right? We don't want to hurt
We don't
anyone.
No.
We just want to be able to protect our lives. If someone like this has, you don't know if they're going to pull out a gun, a weapon, a knife. You got to stay alert anyway, right? As calm as we are, and we don't want any problems. You stay calm so you can be ready if someone's going to try to hurt you and kill you. That's another reason to stay calm.
I don't know if I tell you about a couple of months ago. I think I told our cameraman Hans about the same situation. It was a Saturday night. I went to a popular store to buy some ammo, and I was at the cashier's till getting ready to check the ammo out, and 3 guys walked by. And they said the N-word to me.
Jesus, I think you told me this story.
Yeah, and they walked out, and then the manager of the store heard it, and he came out, and he basically followed them out the store. And then the other lady came out over the other manager. She said, I'm really sorry about that. And I said, no problem.
And you were carrying, you had one on you. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Okay, that's his opinion.
Understood.
So I'm not gonna. You got to be careful, everybody. We've got to be careful. There are a lot of people up there going to try and push your button, but you got to be smarter than them.
Yeah. So anyway, stay calm. That's the message of this show. Stay calm. Be careful. Be safe, and hopefully we see you on the next episode. Thank you very much.